We did a 24-hour readathon after seeing them all over TikTok, and here's how it went. The rules are pretty simple: 24 hours on the clock, read as much as you can, and we decided to start each other's favorite fantasy series. So Tara started the timer, and I started Fourth Wing, and she started A Court of Thorns and Roses. We started off by explaining the maps to each other and giving each other the basics. I think reading each other's favorite books made this extra special because then we could chit chat about it as we were reading. The hardest part about this challenge is not just chit chatting with one of your best friends. We would just sit in silence reading for hours at a time. We were 4.5 hours in before I needed my first coffee. I've seen a few ways people do this, and sometimes they stay up all night, but look, I could not do that. So I just need a little bit of energy. We were just about at the 20-hour mark, and I was fully into Fourth Wing. At around 9 o'clock, we took a break for dinner. We ordered in pie, which is Thai food. It's our favorite. We enjoyed a glass of wine. After all, it was a Saturday night, and this was the perfect fuel to get us back onto the couch and back into our books. This was about the time we started hitting this silly, goofy mood, and we were super giggly, and I was switching between e-reader and physical book to try and trick my brain that I was, I don't know, more awake. Speaking of staying awake, at 11:40, we decided to split a Celsius, which I can safely say that's the latest I've ever had an energy drink. The loopiness, though, was definitely hitting, and at around 2:30, we decided to head upstairs, where I was gonna do a little bit more reading in bed. Didn't pause the challenge, because I mean, we do have lives, we couldn't pause it every time we stopped reading, which I know some people do that, but I read a little bit in bed, and then it was time to get up. At 6.5 hours later, we woke up around 9, and I really needed a coffee. But literally, I walked downstairs, grabbed a coffee, and we immediately went to the couch. We did not waste any time, especially because we were both so close to finishing our first books. We're reading at a pretty similar pace. Tara finished the first A Court of Thorns and Roses right before I finished Fourth Wing, and it's so much fun seeing people get so excited with the books you love. I'm just going to talk about it. This was when I found out the twist at the end of Fourth Wing, and then I was so happy I finished my first book, and I told myself in the last 4 hours I was going to start a different book. I didn't. I needed to go right into Iron Flame, but we also needed to change the scenery, so we decided to go to a coffee shop and, get some fresh air because it was sunny and beautiful outside, and we hadn't really seen the outdoors in a long time. Got myself a latte, Tara got a matcha, and we started reading, but then we were also getting so distracted by everyone talking, so we only stayed there for half an hour, but it was a nice little change of scenery before we head into the final stretch of the final few hours of our challenge. I've loved getting engulfed in this world. I can tell you honestly, it did not feel like 24 hours, and you'd think I'd get sick of reading, but I didn't. I literally just want to go home and continue reading Iron Flame. I actually could not believe that it was already almost 4 o'clock again, and then the challenge finished, and I did a little breakdown of by the numbers. We each finished the first book, and then about a quarter way through the second book in the series. It was honestly so much fun. You should definitely do this.